Okay, this is story time with Nature's Holly. Okay, you ready? I just remembered this. Okay, I went to the BONAROO festival in 2010 and we drove there, me and my buddy Anthony and like five of his he's Italian and like five of his Italian friends. Now I'm like the newfie, right? So his friends didn't like me very much. But anyways, that's not part of the story really. What's funny is the way we drove, we went through like Syria or something like that by Toronto and crossed over because we were driving a big van and we crossed over there into the States and we drove, like I was the one who had to drive because I was like me and Anthony were the only ones who had our licenses, and this was in 2010 and they were old enough to have their license, they just didn't want to drive or they didn't have their license. So it was me and Anthony that drove, and I like have to have control of stuff, so I wanted to drive, of course. And anyways, when we were driving through Ohio, like you know how big Ohio is, well we had to drive right through Ohio when we got to pass like most other cities like Cincinnati and stuff like that. Oh, one second, this is a funny story, hold on. So anyways, so we were driving through Ohio, and Ohio is so fucking like long and big. And anyways, friggin', there's a church that we passed. There was a bunch of stuff that we passed. One of the things was Twisters. I looked over to the side. My buddy Anthony's like, I'm like, Anthony, is that what I think it is? He's like, Holly, don't look, don't look, don't look. And there was like two Twisters right over in the fields on the other side. And then I looked on the other side and there was another Twister like right over yonder. And I was like, I'm from Newfoundland. We don't have Twisters. I was like, oh my God, am I friggin' Kansas or something? And so anyways, oh my God, we passed this church in Ohio. Now I feel bad for saying this or whatever, but okay, they called it Touchdown Jesus, and you can even Google this, okay? I swear on my life. So we drove through Ohio and we passed the church, and there's this big old Jesus, right, with two of his arms up like this, right? Two of his arms are up, and it was a big like ivory cajungus huge statue, bigger than the church, right? And it looked like it was made of pure like soapstone or something. It looked like, I don't even know, like really elaborate, okay? And they called it Touchdown Jesus, I guess because both of his arms were up in the air, and the States, real football fans and whatnot, right? And anyways, and I said to Anthony as we drove through Ohio, I was like, oh my God, look at Jesus, he's like huge and made of ivory and his arms are up, and we had a good laugh and we were like, look at that, that's different because we don't have that here in Newfoundland and stuff like that. I swear to God, we were in like Nashville, Tennessee, and then in the BONAROO festival in Manchester, Tennessee for like a little over a week. And on the way back, we were like I'd say half an hour, and we got into it too, but like a half an hour in front of this huge storm. And like, I mean, the rain was coming down, like you were hydroplaning. I was the one driving, of course, and Anthony was afraid to drive, and I'm from Newfoundland, so we have rain here all the time. I'm used to hydroplaning roads or whatever, like really bad road conditions. So I'm like, I got this, right? I swear to God, we were driving back, right? And touchdown, coming through Ohio, Touchdown Jesus is in flames. A friggin' bolt of lightning hit Touchdown Jesus, and all that was left was the metal rods stuck up in the air, like two of them stuck up in the air, and the metal rods made of whatever it was made of on the inside, and like all whatever looked ivory and stuff was all completely burned. And I looked at Anthony and I said, Anthony, look at Touchdown Jesus, he's gone. And then we looked up on the news like the next day, and it was saying like, oh my God, it's like the apocalypse, Touchdown Jesus burned to the ground. And like, I love Jesus Christ, don't get me wrong, but I couldn't help but friggin' laugh. Like, I thought that was ironic because I seen it when it was there, and then when it caught on fire as we were driving by, it was on fire, and then it was like metal rods left, and it was like, holy crap. But anyways, that's my story time for tonight. Okay, love and light. Bye.